Hi, boys and girls. I'm here today with Grandpa. Well, hopefully Grandpa's going to be able to hear us okay, because as a lot of you know, he has some hearing problems. So, Grandpa, hello, Grandpa.
Huh? You say something, Sonny? I can't hear so good. I lost my hearing aid.
We might have problems. Grandpa, I just said hello.
You said Jell-O. Well, I don't like Jell-O. I told you that before.
Grandpa, I didn't say Jell-O.
What'd you say then?
I said hello.
Oh, you said hello?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said Jell-O. I thought you said Jell-O.
No, Grandpa, I didn't say Jell-O.
That's good. I don't like Jell-O. It's disgusting.
I know you don't like Jell-O.
It's wiggly and it's squiggly. It ain't natural.
Yeah, I know, Grandpa. But anyway, I just said hello. Well, I'm glad you're here today, Grandpa.
I'm glad I'm here today, too.
And can you say hello to all the kids out there?
Huh?
I said, can you say hello to all the kids?
Well, if you insist, here goes.
Grandpa, you just gave me a kiss.
I know. You just said give me a kiss.
No, I said say hello to the kids.
Oh, you said say hi to the kids? I thought you said give you a kiss. I thought you said give me a kiss.
No, I said say hello to the kids. So can you do that?
Can I do what?
Can you say hello to the kids?
What kids?
The kids out there.
All right, if you say so. But wait a second, there's no kids out there.
Yep, I know. We're doing a video recording, so they're going to be watching it later.
Oh, all right, if you say so. Well, hello, you little kitty linkies out there, wherever you are.
Okay, they're going to see us later, Grandpa. Anyway, like I said, I'm glad you're here to be with us today. And today, we're going to have another wonderful story from the Bible.
That's so.
Yes, and today, we're going to have a story about a man whose name was Job.
No, that ain't Joe, it's Grandpa.
Grandpa, I didn't say your name was Joe.
No? What'd you say then?
I said we're going to have a story about a man named Job.
Oh, I thought you said my name was Joe. I did it again, didn't I? I thought you said I was Joe.
No, I didn't say Joe. I said, in fact, I didn't say Joe. I said Job with the B on the end.
Who's that?
Well, he was a guy mentioned in the Bible. A whole book was written about him.
That's so.
Yes, and one thing about Job we know was that he was a man who was very rich. He had a lot of money. I said he had a lot of money.
Oh, he had a lot of honey. I love honey. That's good stuff.
No, Grandpa, I didn't say honey. I said he had a lot of money.
Oh, I did it again, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And please don't start.
I thought you said he had lots of honey.
Oh, I didn't say that. No, he had a lot of money, but the most important thing was that he loved God with all of his heart.
He did.
Yes, but he had a lot of bad things happen in his life, but God was still in control of his life. We're going to find out what happened to Job in our story today. So are you ready to listen to the story?
I guess I'm ready.
That's good. Can you say goodbye to the kids out there?
Well, if you insist, here goes.
Grandpa, you gave me a kiss again.
You said give me a kiss.
No, I said say bye to the kids.
I did it again, didn't I?
You did it again, Grandpa. We're just going to say goodbye, boys and girls.
Grandpa.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another VBC virtual Bible class. Another amazing story about our awesome God. Have you ever had a bad day, boys and girls, where it just seems like everything just seemed to go wrong all on the same day? There is a storybook that has been written a long time ago that some of you might have read called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Now, if you've ever read that, it's a fun, humorous story about a little boy named Alexander who had all kinds of bad things happen throughout his day. I mean, his breakfast turned out terrible. He went to school and he had things happen at school that weren't good. Then he had to go to the dentist after school, had a cavity. There's lots more things. If you ever get a chance to read it, you should read it. It's a great read. But at the end of the day, he mentions to his mom how he had a bad day. She just said, you know, some days are just like that. Sometimes we have a bad day. Our story today is about a person who had a very bad day. Before we do that, let me show you this. We're going to attempt to answer a question. We have a big question mark here about why do bad things happen to people anyway? I mean, sometimes we have bad days, but bad things happen a lot. You've probably had bad things happen in your life. Have you ever fell down and skinned your knee? Have you ever gotten a bad grade on a spelling test at school? Or your pet gets sick or even dies, or a relative passes away? All kinds of bad things happen. But especially, why do bad things happen to people who even love God and are serving Him? Let me tell you what it has to do with. We have here what we call the eternal triangle. You guys know what a triangle is, a shape with three sides. We have man, talking about people, Satan over here, and God who lives in heaven. We're going to explain what that's all about. Now, today though, we're going to be talking about a specific man. I mentioned it with Grandpa. His name was Job. Now, again, the pronouncement, it's spelled J-O-B, not pronounced Job. It's the long O, Job. So our story today is about this man named Job. So we're going to go ahead and place Job right here where it says man. The Bible tells us that Job says there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. First of all, he was from a land called Uz. That's spelled U-Z, not O-Z, not the land of Oz, where Dorothy went with the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion to the Emerald City to see the Wizard of Oz. Not the same place. In fact, that's a fictional place. The land of Uz, where Job lived, was an actual real place that really did exist, because this is a true story from the Bible. Not only was he living in the land of Uz, the Bible says he was perfect and upright. He feared God and eschewed evil. What does that mean? It simply means that Job loved God with all of his heart. He was serving the Lord, just loved God, and he hated sin. He did not want to do anything in his life to displease God. He stayed away from things like stealing and lying and cheating and hating people and all of those things. He just wanted to live for God. And you know, that made God very happy. Now, somebody was not happy with him living that way. And the other person in our eternal triangle is none other than Satan. Now, of course, we know that Satan doesn't really look like that. That's just an artist's drawing. But before I tell you the story of Job and Satan and God, I want to tell you a few more things about Job. He also was a very wealthy man. He was very rich. In fact, he had a lot of animals. I mean, unbelievable, huge amount of animals. That's how he made his living. The Bible says he had 7,000 sheep. That's a lot of sheep. He had 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen. 2 is in a yoke, so that's 1,000 oxen, 500 donkeys. And it says a very great household, which means that he had probably lived in a huge house, had a lot of servants. In fact, he was the greatest of all the men of the East, the Bible says. He was rich and powerful, had a lot of things, had a lot of money, had a lot of wealth. He also had a big family. He had 10 kids. Yeah, that's 10 kids. 7 sons and 3 daughters, the Bible says. Now, as our story goes, the Bible tells us that, as I mentioned, that Satan, or Job's life, the way he lived, he loved God with all of his heart, and that pleased God. In fact, this is what Job did. Every day, he would do this. He would pray to God every day, and specifically, he prayed for his children. See, his kids in our story today, they were all grown up, not little kids anymore, but he wanted them to serve God and love the Lord like he did. So every day he would spend time praying to the Lord. He would worship God. So again, that made God very happy, but Satan did not like Job at all. The reason is the devil does not like anybody who loves God and is serving him. The next part of the story is pretty interesting what happened. Satan, the devil, actually went to talk to God one day. God was sitting on his throne in heaven. We're going to put this in the God part. And so the devil went all the way to talk to God. Some of you might be saying, well, wait a minute, the devil can't go to heaven and talk to God. Well, apparently he can. Now, he can't live in heaven. He'll never live there. He's going to be thrown into a lake of fire someday. But yeah, sometimes the devil can actually go speak to God. Now, he only goes to speak to God because he likes to accuse God's people of things. Here's what happened. The Bible says that Satan came and presented himself before the Lord, and God himself brought up Job to Satan. And God said, Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is none like him in the earth, a perfect, upright man, one that fears God and eschews evil. In other words, God was saying, have you noticed Job? He really loves me and he's serving me. He hates sin. He's living for me. You know what? Satan was very, what we call it, cynical. In other words, he was very doubtful that Job was that great of a person. So Satan says, well, you know what? He only serves you and loves you because, well, he's got so much good going for him. Why? He has all those animals. He has a lot of wealth. He has a lot of money. He has a big house. He has servants. He has all those kids. But he said, you take all those things away from him, he wouldn't serve you anymore. He wouldn't love you. He would curse you to your face. I wonder if that was really true. God knew it wasn't true, but God decided to prove a point to the devil. So this is what God said. He said, Satan, I will let you do anything you want to all of Job's things. But he said, just don't hurt Job himself. See, boys and girls, God is so powerful. The devil, even the devil, cannot do anything unless God allows it to happen. And I'm sure the devil was thinking, oh, good. Now I get to do whatever I want to Job. What kind of bad things can I do to all of Job's things now? He was very excited, I'm sure. He came up with a plan. And he decided it was all going to happen in one day. Job was about to have his terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, only it was going to be a far worse day than the storybook I told you about with Alexander. Here's what happened. This one day, Job was sitting outside of his house, in the front of the house, when he looked up and 4 different messengers came running to where he was. And boys and girls, each one of them had terrible, horrible, bad news. The first messenger came, fell before Job. He said, Job, your oxen and your donkeys, they've all been stolen. Your enemies, the Sabaeans, came and they stole all of your oxen, all of your donkeys. They're all gone. Right after that messenger came with that bad news, another messenger came with more bad news. He said, the fire of God came down, is fallen from heaven. I guess it was lightning or something, and it struck the ground or something, and it caused a fire. And he said, Job, all of your sheep are dead. 7,000 sheep died. The third servant came. He talked about Job's camels. He said, Job, all of your camels have been stolen by the Chaldeans. They're all gone. So in other words, boys and girls, in one day, all of Job's camels were gone. That's how Job made his living. That's how he made money. Guess what? He couldn't make money anymore. Now he was not the richest man of all. He was the poorest man. But the last messenger had the worst news. This is what he said. He said, Job, all of your children were at the house of your oldest son. And he said, a whirlwind came from the sky, probably a tornado, and it hit the house where your kids were. And he said, it destroyed the house and it killed all the kids. Remember, Job had how many kids? 10 kids, 7 sons and 3 daughters, all dead on the same day. What a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day for Job. However, in the meantime, the devil here was watching Job. I'm sure he was thinking, go good. Now Job has heard about all the bad things I've done. I know what he's going to do. He's going to blame God. He's going to get mad at God. He's going to say God did this to him, and he's not going to love God anymore or serve him anymore. He's going to curse God to his face. What do you boys and girls think Job did? Do you think he really did that? Do you think Job said, you know what? I've been serving God all my life, and look at what happened to me. God doesn't love me anymore, so I'm not going to live for him anymore. Job didn't do that. He did just the opposite. You know what he did? The Bible says he fell down before the Lord, and he said, the Lord gave, the Lord has taken away. He said, blessed be the name of the Lord. He worshiped God and praised God in spite of those bad things happening. And the Bible says, in all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. He never blamed God for anything, never cursed God. That's great news if he did that. I think that maybe surprised the devil. But the devil was not finished yet. He had one more thing he really would like to do, and we're going to find out what that other bad thing is when we tune in next week to our virtual Bible class. The whole point of our lesson today, boys and girls, is this. Maybe you've had a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Maybe you've had bad things happen in your life. That does not mean God doesn't love you anymore. We should still serve God and love him in spite of everything like Job did. We're going to find out that Job had a very good thing happen to him in our story for next week, but you have to tune in next week to find out as we have another amazing story about our awesome God. See you next week, boys and girls.